Email security enforcement is getting tighter across the globe, and it's causing a lot of business owners a lot of frustration because they really don't understand what's happening. That's why I want to shoot this video is to kind of shed some light on the current threat landscape, as well as how you can protect yourself and how we can even communicate with your vendors or your clients so that they can get their email security right, because this is essential in blocking spam, spoofing, and all the like. We have to understand that as businesses, small businesses, email is our largest risk, and this is such a step forward in protecting your overall company. So, I want to talk about two specific protocols. The first one is called SPF, or Sender Policy Framework, and the second is DKIM, which is Domain Keys Identified Mail. These are two very crucial components in email authentication, and they play a vital role in ensuring the security and integrity of email communication. These protocols help combat email fraud, phishing attacks, and unauthorized use of domain names, aka spoofing. First, we're going to talk about SPF. This works by allowing domain owners to define a list of authorized email servers that are allowed to send emails on your behalf. A lot of times, business owners don't realize that when they're using a marketing service like, say, HubSpot or Constant Contact, this is actually sending from a different server. And if you don't have this SPF record configured correctly, the mail that comes from your marketing will automatically go to spam at least, or get blocked. At the end of the day, you'll have very low deliverability if you don't have these settings set up correctly. Well, and with that, we have to understand that when this email is received, the recipient server checks the SPF record on the sender's domain, and it verifies if the email came from an authorized server. If the SPF check fails, the email may be marked as suspicious or even rejected. SPF records prevent spammers from forging the from address to help protect against email spoofing. This is really a major component, and this one is almost a must-have, and in order to protect you from spoofing, which is in large one of the largest ways that the bad guys are getting email into your box and doing malicious things to your network. Next, I want to look at DKIM. And this works a little differently. It adds a digital signature in the email header using cryptographic techniques. This signature is generated by the sending server using a private key, and it can be verified by the recipient server using the public key in the DNS record of the sender's domain. This works very much like what happens whenever you go and do an Amazon transaction. This is really a great way for security, for basically the two parties to identify one another and exchange these keys. All traffic is then encrypted in transit, so that there's no man in the middle type attack that can happen in this scenario. So DKIM verifies the integrity of the email, ensuring that it hasn't been tampered with, like I said before, the man in the middle attack. And it provides a level of assurance that the email is genuinely from the claimed sender. So by implementing SPF and DKIM records, organizations can enhance not only the deliverability of legitimate emails, but they also reduce the risk of being marked as spam or phishing attempts and build trust with their recipients. These authentication mechanisms not only protect the organization's reputation, but also safeguard the recipient from malicious emails, fostering a safer and more reliable email ecosystem. Therefore, it is really essential for businesses and individuals to understand that they have to implement SPF and DKIM to bolster the security and authentication of email communication. If you'd like to find out more, if you'd like to dig into this, if you'd like to know if your domain is set up correctly, please fill out the form below or contact me, and I'd be happy to help.